Hey everyone, so just got back from Dallas, Texas. I also visited Austin, and while I was down there, I remember thinking, looking. I always look at real estate when I'm out traveling to different cities and even different countries. And one thing that I always think about is if I were to move to a new market or to invest in a new market versus just investing where I currently live and where I'm raised, Windsor, Ontario. What would I do? Because that was one of the key factors when you're looking to start investing in real estate is really understanding the market that you are going to invest in real estate. I've always been a big proponent of just not investing out of town or out of province. I've talked to many investors who've done that. One in particular, I remember she had properties all over Canada, and just the stress and the fact that she was investing so far away from where she was from and not knowing the markets as well as where she was from. And she ended up selling all those and just focusing on markets where she lived or nearby, because I'd always say the golden rule when investing in real estate is within usually about an hour drive or 30 miles or basically where you know the market, the streets, the neighborhoods. So here I'm down in Texas, and looking at the real estate in Austin, and I don't know the market at all. Like, to me, it's just streets and neighborhoods, and it's a big city, so it's kind of like, how would I, if I were to move down here, what would I do? How would I start investing in real estate? So what the first thing I would do would be find a good realtor, someone who also invests in real estate. Find a good realtor that's from the area that invests in real estate that will help you right away to help you identify neighborhoods to invest in, help you identify properties to invest in, and making sure that you're buying properties in affordable areas and in nice, safe neighborhoods, right? I also remember when I moved to Toronto to become a realtor. So other than visiting it for vacations, I knew nothing about the market. So as a realtor, I basically had to fake it till I made it kind of thing with clients. I also worked with someone there that was a realtor from the area, so he obviously advised me on different areas and stuff. But it took me about 6 months to really learn the market. Luckily, my niche was just mainly condos, and that was what I focused on, what I focused on learning. And after about 6 months, and this is me pretty much every day looking at new listings, learning the areas, driving the cities, driving all over, and just finally to really understand prices of homes, prices of condos, rental prices of condos, and that helped me kind of learn that market enough where I would be comfortable with investing in that market. So when I moved back to Windsor, being from Windsor, it was very easy for me to not have to learn the market because I was born and raised here. Sure, I had to just kind of get used to what property values were in Windsor, Ontario, and the surrounding counties. But being from here, it was pretty. I understood what the market was and where it was. So being back down to my example of if I were to move to another market, say like Austin, um, that's what I would be doing. I would be driving the city. I would have a map. I'd probably put it on my wall. That's what I did when I started being a realtor in Windsor and in Toronto. And I started just looking at the map every day and kind of figuring out, okay, this property is listed here. There it is. And I would just kind of get to know prices of properties, and prices of properties will depend on the streets as well. So you really got to understand your market that you're going to be investing in. That's what I would do if I was going to move down to a new city and invest in a new market, and finding a good realtor to really just learn everything there is about that market. And these are the things you're going to want to know. I still remember moving back to Windsor. I didn't know anything about the rental rates. Being a realtor, I quickly learned the prices of properties, but the rents are another story, right? It's not as it's a little harder to find rental rates and learn the markets for the properties, the prices for the properties. So that was a little extra work for me to learn, because it's not simply going to realtor.ca or .com. It's going to different Kijiji, and just working with property managers and just learning what you could rent a unit or a home for when I got back to Windsor. So that's kind of what I would do if I was going to start in a new market. If I had to move somewhere and I wanted to invest in that market, that's what I would do right from the start to really start learning how to start investing in real estate. So for those people that are thinking of investing in real estate and they're kind of confused on where they want to invest in real estate, well, if you want to get started right away, invest where you live. You know the areas, you know the home prices most likely because you've already been kind of searching already. You know where homes are, you know the value of the homes and where homes are nice and where homes aren't nice. You know, not nice neighborhoods. So that's kind of what I would suggest to you is just invest where you know. And if you're thinking of investing somewhere else, maybe because it's more affordable, we get a lot of investors here from Toronto coming down to Windsor, and they don't know Windsor much. A lot of people have never been here. They've heard about it. They've never been here. So they've when I was selling real estate, they would team up with a realtor like me who was born and raised here, who invested here, and I was basically their go-to on teaching them where to invest. And that's what I would suggest to you is if you're going to invest somewhere else that you're not from, that you're not familiar with, is definitely find a good realtor right away. And they will teach you the city. They'll give you the information. They'll set you up to get new property listings and all this stuff. And they're going to be your go-to guy or girl in terms of trying to learn that market and what real estate is worth and all that stuff. So hopefully that helps you new investors or soon-to-be new investors. And thanks for joining me today. It's a quick one. Just getting back to the grind here as I just got back last night. So that's why I'm a day late on filming, getting on my usual every other bi-weekly Facebook Live. But I'm going to try to do more, not every 2 weeks. Usually if I just have a good idea that I'm thinking of or something I'm doing, I want to just get this information out to your viewers to keep helping you learn how to invest in real estate. All right, this is it for today. Talk to you soon.